Check 1, 2. What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, y'all. I have a great show set up for you guys. As always, today was an extra special day. We were on TMZ. So in our breaking news, we're going to tell you guys all about myself being featured on TMZ. I like to think about it as us, the Out Louders, being on TMZ, all right? In lead stories, Nancy Guthrie's shocking new development. We have a new video and some new insight for you. Pam Bondi gets caught committing perjury. She got caught lying. The Trump administration caught spying on Congress, and ICE surge is officially over in Minnesota. Tana Holman today came out in a press conference and says the surge is over. In quick news, we're going to talk about ICE threatening Cardi B and also Cardi B moving out of Offset's house. Allegedly, Cardi B got a new girl pregnant and they're expecting twins. And there's also some rumors that Cardi B herself might be pregnant, but we'll talk about that in quick news. All right. As always, we are going to close out the show going right directly to the comment section so that we can discuss. Make sure you guys comment down below. And then we're going to close out, as always, with lesson of the day. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, radio, your devices up. Oh, you know what? I didn't even realize. It's Friday Eve. Let's go. And I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Okay. Welcome to everybody who is live, joining us live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Kick. Quick programming note that I want to say off the top, because I sometimes leave it for the end and some of you guys might not be here. If you are tuning in, streaming, or watching this after on YouTube, we have 2 streams going on YouTube. If you're at home watching this on your TV and I have 2 black boxes on the side of me, you're on the mobile version. There is a version for TV and laptops and a version for cell phone. You'll see a little cell phone icon and you'll see an M in bracket. So again, for the next few days, I'm going to say this at the top of the show. If you're watching this after or even now and you see 2 black boxes on the side of me, you're on the wrong version. There is a mobile version and then there is a laptop and TV version. So you could pick one or the other on YouTube, okay? And after we're done in the live tab, you'll see 2 different ones. Play the mobile if you're on mobile, TV if you're on TV, okay? All right. We got a great show set up for you guys today. I'm super excited. Normally I wait for some applause after, but we were on TMZ. Shout out to us, the Out Louders. We made it to TMZ. So I was contacted a couple of days ago. I think it was maybe last week. TMZ said, hey, we see that you're out here, which it was actually through TikTok, actually. They're like, hey, we see your TikToks, we see your Instagram posts, etc. And I'm sure they check some other socials and we're like, hey, we'd like you to come on to do some commentary, to give us a take. And at that time, I didn't know what the take was going to be. I let them know I was going to be in Minnesota and if they wanted me to do something on Don Lemon. And they said, okay, we'll put you on the side for that, but we would like to schedule you for February the 12th. And I woke up this morning, they're like, hey, we have a list of things and we would like for you to talk about Nancy Guthrie. So I did. I'm going to play that for you. And then I'm going to give you kind of a little bit of a background of really what was going on leading up. It's actually really funny. But here is the video to kick things off. And also, the video is about Nancy Guthrie. So we're going to just play this for you, the TMZ part, and then we're going to go into lead stories and talk about Nancy Guthrie, okay? So I'll give you details, what I'm talking about and what Harvey is talking about in lead stories. Here it is.
Trying to do everything they can. This has just been such a perplexing, trying to do everything they can. This has just been such a perplexing case.
But there are a couple of leads that, if they pan out, could be, huge in solving this. So fingers crossed.
Trent Out Loud, YouTuber, thank you very much for having me. All right, two things really quickly. One, my heart goes out to Savannah and her family. Two, the latest email that you guys got, why would you be doing all that and just ask for one Bitcoin? The reward is already $50,000. And lastly, about the recent video that just came out, typically, whenever the FBI releases a video like this, they are very, very close to finding their suspect. My prediction is that we're going to see an arrest within the next 24 to 48 hours. They didn't put this video out for us, the public. They released this video to smoke out their suspect.
Well, they didn't release that video. If you're talking about,
No, he's talking about the video. You're talking about at Nancy's front door.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm also talking about the one that you guys just played
That one
with.
was posted on Ring. That was posted on a neighborhood app.
That
so
wasn't-
the FBI had nothing to do with
but
that.
we can tell you, we know they're looking at it.
Right.
So it could be a hot lead. You know, you raise something that other people have raised with us, and we should address it. That one of the reasons, you wonder, why is he asking for just one Bitcoin, $67,000? Well, A, he's saying he needs money because he's going to probably have to quit his job if he has one, go underground for a while, and he needs to live. Secondly, if you've noticed that in the not too recent past, not too distant past, you know, there have been situations where rewards have been offered, but they haven't been paid for various reasons because there's been a dispute over whether somebody's entitled. So, you know, in a way, this is short-circuiting that.
And also, in a way, him asking for just one Bitcoin.
It gives it
makes
more credibility.
Yes, more
It gives
credibility.
it more credibility.
If he had asked for some, you know, ridiculous number, then you'd say he's just being extortionate. This seems like
I
more in
agree.
line with the reward that's being offered.
All right, so that was TMZ. Again, thank you so much, TMZ, for having me on. What I said on Instagram when I posted the clip and I spoke after on Instagram, I thought Harvey and Charles made a good point with the one Bitcoin. And he's basically saying, the guy who's sending this letter, basically saying, hey, I just want one Bitcoin because your reward is 50,000. One Bitcoin is around 50 or 60,000. I don't have to worry about collecting it. You don't have to know who I am, etc. So totally hats off to Charles and Harvey for making that point. But my original point in this is also, then why not just give it to him? If you have a reward out for $50,000 and this guy has emailed TMZ 2 times saying, yo, I have information. And if TMZ is literally putting it on the air saying that they got this email, trust me, they get thousands of emails. So there's some way to justify or qualify this email for Harvey and them to be putting it on. And if the reward is there, then why not give it to him? So my point is, there's something weird with that. You're asking for one, which is a reward, and the FBI is still not giving it to you. And this is the second time, and Harvey is still talking about it. I still feel like there's something that doesn't make sense. Now, we're going to go talk about Nancy. I have new videos. Just as you guys are my out louders, I feel like we're family. I just want to give you a little behind the scenes of what happened. It was so funny. So like I said, they tell you the day of the topic, and then they say, hey, just put together a 10 to 30 second take, which y'all know me, I'm a little bit long-winded, but I'm like, all right, fine. My take is going to be the FBI puts out these videos. It's because they're thinking of that might be 1 or 2 suspects. This is going to smoke the suspect out. So I write it in TMZ's. This is like really great, cool. We want to have you on the full show. And by the way, this is going to be on TMZ, YouTube Live, TikTok Live, and on their real show. I'm like, perfect. So they're like, you're going to be around 1:30. Cool. Camera set up. They test. They're like, everything is great. Then they're like, we're running a little bit late. It's going to be 1:50. I said, okay. I come to 1:50 and I see it's around like 1:55. They message and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm really sorry. We're going to be almost like a half an hour late. We're going to get to you around 2:15, 2:20. So I'm like, okay, I've been literally sitting down in this chair for like 30 minutes just waiting to go live. So I'm like, let me get a glass of water. Let me charge my mic and let me go to the bathroom real quick. So I'm like, okay, cool. 2:15, no problem. 20 minutes, half an hour. I get up, charge my mic, sit on the toilet. Guess who calls? TMZ. They're like, we're ready for you to go live. Oh my gosh. They're like, Harvey and them are talking right now. I had to run, get the microphone, set back up the camera, do everything all over again. It was hilarious. And then She's like, okay, you have 30 more seconds. And by the way, they're now talking about Bitcoin. Can you just throw in a comment with Bitcoin and then say your take about the FBI and the video? And I was like, but hey, this is what I do. I love that stuff off the cuff. So that Bitcoin was just literally 30-second thought and then my take with the FBI. So thank you very much again, TMZ, for having me on. That was really, really fun. All the people there have been like really, really super nice. We've been talking throughout the week. And yeah, it was really, really fun. First time on TMZ. And I did meet one of their producers during the Diddy trial. So shout out to TMZ. Always been very, very nice to me. All right. Let's head on over to lead stories. We're going to talk Nancy Guthrie, Pam Bondi getting caught perjuring herself, caught lying. The Trump administration caught spying on Congress. The ICE surge being over in Minnesota. Y'all know I was just in Minnesota for the past 3 days. Just got back last night. No, got back Tuesday night. We're going to talk about that. And also, I forgot to say at the top of the show, Donald Trump put out a video yesterday basically saying, hey, don't get mad at me for the Obama and Michelle ape post. I'm not a bad person. I love black people. I have black friends, and proceeded to put a video out with him and black celebrities. Stop it. We're going to go over to lead stories right now and talk about all of the above. Okay. Nancy. Okay. Still, I think now this is our 12th day that we are talking about Nancy Guthrie. Still missing, but we have a lot of things that have happened in the past 24 to 48 hours. And we have a new video, which is why I was on TMZ talking about today. So quickly, since they put out their first Ring camera video, there has been 4,000 tips that the FBI and the Sheriff's Department have to go through. They have found one black glove 2 miles away from Nancy's house. Literally 2 minutes before I came on, I saw that I think they found multiple gloves, which to me, I think that maybe that the suspect is putting this out to throw them off the track, but that's just a hunch. I'm going to now play the new video that TMZ released today. Sorry, not TMZ. You hear Harvey said. This was on ring.com, like the neighborhood put this out. I'm going to play this for you, and then we're going to talk about it on the other side. Take a listen. There's no real video, so I'll kind of talk over it for those who are not seeing it. There's a guy with a backpack. They're saying it's a matching backpack. He's trying to put the backpack over a fence and trying to get into a fence. You know what? I actually have the TMZ article. I'll read it actually while it's playing. The man in this video recorded just 5 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home is on the FBI radar. TMZ has learned, and the timing of the video is crucial. Now there's video. Okay, fine. We'll leave it back up here. All right. So that video you just watched has now, this man is on the FBI radar. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ the FBI is lasering in on the man in the video who is both wearing and carrying backpacks right around the time of what Nancy's kidnapping. Okay, so they're both wearing and carrying backpacks. I have the Ring video here for you. For those of you who may not have seen it, I'll play that. So they're trying to tie this together. That video that I just played for you, the neighborhood uploaded it allegedly, and this is the one they got from Nancy's Nest camera. Are these the two same guys? They both have on backpacks. Are they the same people? The backpack the man is carrying appears to have reflective straps, similar to the one the apparent kidnapper was wearing as he approached Nancy's front door. It's unclear if the reflectors on the shoulder straps or on the side of the backpack. TMZ broke the story. The backpack seen at Nancy's house is a Walmart trail hiker backpack that has now been confirmed by authorities. The man in the new video is trying to enter the lock gate with no avail. That's the video I just played for you guys, which I'll play again while I'm just here. Okay, you'll see he's going to go to the locker with no avail. Now listen to this. He was recorded on a residence Ring camera around 1:52 a.m. Now, when law enforcement held a news conference last week, they said Nancy's Nest camera disconnected around 1:47 a.m. and at 2:12 a.m., the camera software detected a person. The video the FBI released of the man approaching Nancy's door does not have a timestamp, which is really important. That's what Harvey was talking about. Sources directly connected to the investigation tell TMZ the video of the man at Nancy's door was recorded at 2:12 a.m. In other words, he's the person the software detected. Let me just make sure. It was Nancy's doorbell disconnected at 1:47. It detected somebody at 2:12. And then it started recording around that same time. So we definitely know the man that was there was a guy who set off the camera. Let's just backtrack and put everything together. So the video of the man with the 2 backpacks left the scene at 1:53 a.m. before Nancy was kidnapped. If he is a kidnapper, he would have had 15 minutes to drive 5 miles, put on his disguise, and approach Nancy's door. The FBI says they are actively investigating the video along with their other leads. So he left this guy here, left the scene at 1:53, Nancy's doorbell, 2:12, 19 minutes. What is this guy doing with the 2 backpacks? Why is he trying to open these gates? And is he the same person? The backpack looks close, but they haven't confirmed it. If you look carefully, the outfits are totally different. So in 19 minutes, this guy would have to get back in his car, drive 5 kilometers. Don't know what happened with the other backpack, why he has 2 backpacks, and then walk up to the door. So now that you're all caught up, this was my theory on what I was trying to say with on TMZ. Now, first of all, before I even go further, TMZ is implicated in this because they're the ones who got the ransom letter, the first one, along with 2 other news stations. And they're the ones that are getting this new guy saying that he has a tip. And Harvey has said many times, there's some things that he cannot say because he's privy to this information, but he doesn't want to say it so to not tip off the suspect. With that said, that's why I believe this video that I have up here that Harvey is saying, this is not the FBI that released it. This is the people in the community. They got this video together and they uploaded it to Ring and now it went public. I don't believe that. That's just my personal opinion. Even Harvey today said after I was on, somebody in the comment section said, hey, do you have information that you're not giving us? And he's like, of course. He's like, you think the FBI has information they're not giving us? Well, of course. I've been telling that to you guys all day. They do not give places like TMZ, CNN, and Fox any information that they do not want the suspect to know. They are playing the suspect. And that's why I feel like this video, even more so now finding out that the FBI didn't put it out, that they are saying, oh, the FBI didn't put it out. This is just the community putting this out. Now, imagine if you were this guy thinking, okay, the FBI has this Nancy's video, but now the community's coming out and wherever I was, they're going to catch me. They do these kind of things to smoke the guy out. Okay, they're getting a little closer. They might know where I am. Let me go in my car and drive. Let me try to get out the state. They think he still might be in Arizona. Let me try to go. And that they might be watching 1 or 2 people or 3 or 4, and they want to see who is making movements as these tapes come out. Luigi Mangione, as soon as they put out video, boom, arrested. What's the other guy? Tyler Robinson. And you don't think they had Nancy's video from the beginning? They're like, oh, it took us a while to get it. I don't believe that. Again, this is not a source telling me. This is no insider information. This is just me, my hunch, knowing for a fact that they don't give us any information that they do not want the suspect to know. So that's just my 2 cents. Now, further to my 2 cents, the FBI put this out today. This was a letter or a request to the neighborhood. Investigators are now requesting video footage from January the 11th between 9 p.m. and midnight targeting the Nancy Guthrie case. Also, Saturday, January the 31st, between 9:30 and 11, suspect vehicle on Via Entrada around 10 a.m. Please check your recording before they are overwritten. Footage of vehicle traffic is particularly helpful. When submitting, please include your address along with the specific date and time of the video. Hopefully, we can piece this together. So this video just comes out of nowhere 12 days later. The FBI is like, hey, we didn't release it. This is this community. They put this on ring.com. Thank you, guys. Now they're putting out a letter saying, hey, can everybody keep doing this? They are trying to make this suspect go into a panic. They have 2-3 people, and they are going to watch to see who is going to do what. And don't forget, they just don't only have to catch this guy. They got to find out where Nancy is. That's the thing. They don't just need to grab him or his associates. Of course, they're going to want to. They need to find Nancy. So I feel they're doing all of this to smoke him out, watch him, see where he's going, see what he's doing, and of course, secure Nancy. Okay. So that is my update with Nancy. Oh, here's one thing. Just wanted to highlight the fact that they are asking for January 11th, just out the blue. That lets us know that there's something that they're worried about January the 11th. If I go back to the letter here, they're asking for neighbors. Look on your Ring camera, January the 11th from 9 p.m. till midnight. If you were the kidnapper and you knew that you were around that area January the 11th, you're going to start freaking out. Like, yo, they know who I am. They know something. You're going to start moving. You're going to get nervous. You're going to do things that are not in your plan. That's how Luigi got caught. That's how Tyler Robinson got caught. That's how Tyler Robinson, his neighbor or whatever, smoked him out. But it's when they release these things. So, all right, that is Nancy Guthrie. I cannot wait to come into the comment section to see what you guys think about my theory. All right, let's go over to Pam Bondi now. Pam Bondi got herself in trouble yesterday. This is very sensitive, so I have to kind of set the video up for you guys first. A representative at the congressional hearing asked Pam Bondi if Donald Trump has ever been to a party with Epstein and there were, you know what they've accused Epstein of being around. So like, hey, we know that Trump and Epstein have been to a party, but have they been to a party with the people who we know Epstein likes to be around? This is Pam Bondi's answer. Take a listen.
There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files.
I'm reclaiming my time. I got your answer. You said there's no evidence.
Trump asked
Mr. Chairman, please stop the clock. Stop the clock.
The legislation. This is
time.
Time belongs to the gentleman from California.
Okay.
I just want to set this up because I can't play the whole thing. So he asks her, is there any evidence that Trump and Epstein has been to a party with those kind of people there? Okay. And she's like, oh my gosh, just this is, and she starts freaking out. Here is his proof. Sorry.
I'm going to put up another document.
done. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files.
I'm reclaiming my time. I got your answer. You said there's no evidence.
Trump asked
Mr. Chairman, please stop the clock. Stop the clock.
The legislation. This is
time belongs to the gentleman from California.
Okay. I'm going to put up another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is all on videotape. You said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you. Here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was going to stop a limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he...
Okay, so again, I have to stop it because he uses the R word right after there. So he says there is a witness that called into the FBI saying Donald Trump was at a party with Epstein with you guys know who. And not only that, he actually also heard Donald Trump speaking to Epstein on the phone and saying that at that party, he was with one of those people and R-worded one of those people. And the fact that that is in the file, and he literally just asked her, hey, is there any evidence in the file? And she's like, no, that is perjury because there is evidence. They did not investigate this person. The person that was on with Donald Trump is no longer here. She was unalived. Okay, this is what he goes on to say, and this is why I can't repeat it. So this limo driver is saying, I believe this person. I heard Donald Trump talking to Epstein, and a couple of days later, this person was unalived. They're not here anymore. I will testify to that. Why is Pam Bondi not bringing this guy in for questioning? And why is she saying there's no evidence of that? That is evidence right there. I was literally just in the courtroom with Diddy for a month and a half. Cassie has sworn testimony. When somebody testifies who's a credible witness and their testimony is entered in as evidence. This is simple as that. There's hard evidence, for example, like fingerprints and DNA, whatever, but there could be testimony. Why didn't Pam Bondi, the FBI, interview this guy? Why didn't they bring him in? What happened to the person? How come they got unalived? Anyways, if you guys want to see the full video, it is hard to watch, but I have it up on my Instagram. So much so that this driver, hearing these disgusting things, wanted to pull over and put hands on Donald Trump. Keep in mind, he wasn't the president back then, so that's why he had a driver, and it wasn't like Secret Service. But you can go check it out on our Instagram and hear all the things that he alleged that Donald Trump did to this person, and this person is no longer here anymore. Okay, so that's Pam Bondi allegedly in a lot of trouble, potentially committing perjury. Let's go over now to the Trump administration being caught spying on Congress. I don't know how much I 100% agree with this, but we'll talk about it. Take a listen.
Trump's Department of Justice just got caught spying on members of Congress as they reviewed the redacted Epstein files and keeping a record of their search history. So this is a photo that was caught during Pam Bondi's testimony in front of Congress today, where she was asked a bunch of questions about Epstein and she refused to answer every single one of them. But in this photo, you can see there's this interesting graph in her binder. And if you flip it and zoom in, it says Representative Pramila J. Paul's search history, and it includes all the different Epstein documents she reviewed when she was at the Department of Justice looking at the unredacted versions. So they were keeping tabs on Democratic members of Congress as they were trying to find out more about these Epstein files and why the DOJ redacted them. That is insane. So not only are they covering up the Epstein files and protecting the powerful men who did bad things with Epstein, they're also spying on members of Congress who are trying to do their jobs. Also, this was another photo taken today as Attorney General Pam Bondi refused to look at Epstein victims who were standing up and trying to confront her. But this is insane. This should be a big scandal, and you really should share the story everywhere. Every American needs to see it.
All right. Shout out to Harry for that. And this is why I feel like our show is one of the best out there covering politics, because we call things on both sides. Shout out to Abby Phillip on CNN bringing on Republicans and Democrats. This is my inspiration. When I'm here in the comment section, I want to hear both sides. For Harry to say like, yo, this is a scandal. I don't feel like this is a scandal, guys. We have enough on the Trump administration with the Epstein files and DOJ to not try to make something like this an issue. Now, I am afraid of the things that I put in my search history in Google. Just me here. I'm sure most of you are like, just want to make sure you don't set off any flags. Just imagine being in Congress, searching up the Epstein files that you get to see that's unredacted. You don't think they're going to keep a history of what representatives are seeing what files? I don't think that should be like a scandal. I don't think that should be wrong even. Now, listen, if it is not told to you in the beginning, if it said to you like, hey, you can look at the unredacted files and we are not going to check what you're watching, then that's fine. But I would assume that it should be assumed that if I'm a member of Congress and I'm privy to seeing the the Epstein files unredacted, and I go in and I'm searching, that you're going to keep a history of what Trent Out Loud is looking at, right? What I think is more important is the congressmen and women that get to see the unredacted files. What after that? Because they're sworn to secrecy and confidentiality, but what is going to happen when they see the things that we're not privy to seeing? And do they also get to see the 3 million other files that are not even allowed to be out and haven't been redacted because there's an active investigation? Although 6 months ago, Kash Patel said there's no more active investigation and there's nothing to see here. Anyways, like I said, Democrats, don't make up scandals that are not there. There's enough scandals in the Epstein files, all right? Now let's move on to the ICE surge ending in Minnesota. I think this is really good on both sides of the aisle. And I'm going to play a clip from Tom Homan. Take a listen right now.
It's just not right. Enough is enough with this misguided, reckless, and shameful behavior. We don't want to see any more bloodshed. I don't want to see any more bloodshed. I pray every night for the safety of our law enforcement personnel and the safety of those in the community, whether you're here legally or illegally. I don't want to see anybody harmed. If you break the law, we're going to arrest you.
All right, shout out to Tom Homan. First of all, let's have a little round of applause quickly. Ending the surge. All right. After weeks of helicopters in the sky, agents posting up, and families feeling like they couldn't breathe outside, the Trump administration is finally pulling back its administration crackdown in Minnesota. White House border czar Tom Homan announced the latest move this Thursday and made it plain the surge operation is wrapping up. And he says President Trump is on board with it. I have proposed, and President Trump has concluded that this surge operation is over. Homan said in a speech this morning, a significant drawdown has already been underway this week and will continue in the next weeks. Now, this didn't happen just out of nowhere. The crackdown came with tragedy. Two U.S. citizens were unalive, Alex Purdy and Renee Good. Homan says the decision to end the surge came after those horrific situations. But he went on to say that this doesn't mean that there will be no more immigration enforcement. Okay, so just to be 100% clear, although the surge is ending, there will be still targeted operations, meaning if they know that there is a illegal immigrant at this place, they will still go in and get him. But the surge of the 2,000 ICE agents will be taken down. Now, I kind of went in length of yesterday where I gave you guys a recap of my time in Minnesota. I'm not going to do that again today for my daily listeners. But for those who didn't check it out, please go to our YouTube live tab. If you guys are watching this on podcast platforms or anywhere else, we have a 4-part documentary on live YouTube section where I went to an ICE headquarters. I went to Renee Good's memorial. I went to Alex Purdy's memorial. And I also went to Don Lemon's trial or courthouse, although it got postponed. And I was actually able to see an ICE out protest in front of City Hall. So if you guys want to get some more information on that, go check that out as well. Okay. Here is a little bit more on the drawdown.
Significant news right now. Tom Homan, Donald Trump's border czar, has announced that the immigration surge, the ICE surge, the CBP surge happening in Minnesota will be concluded. He says that he and the president have spoken and have agreed to pull out immigration forces from Minneapolis, from Minnesota, that a large-scale drawdown has already begun and will continue throughout the rest of the week. There will be, quote, a minimum amount of individuals on the ground from DHS, but that the Operation Metro Surge, which led to the murders of Ali and Renee Good, will be coming to an end. Now, a lot of folks are going to say, believe it when I see it, and I tend to agree. Let's see what happens, whether or not they actually pull out or not, because we are still to this day hearing about horrific events on the ground in Minnesota. But he did announce just minutes ago that it is time to end the immigration surge in Minneapolis. I'll provide you more updates as we get more information, so spread the word.
So good job, Minnesotans. Minnesotans are some of the strongest Americans that I have seen, resilient Americans and Americans looking out for each other. Y'all hear about the saying of Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love. Put that in with Minnesota as well, too. All right. Everybody came together. And I know in the comment section, there's going to be some people that feel like the counties brought it amongst themselves. People brought it amongst themselves. Let's not get into that. Like I said, we talked about that yesterday, and I have that definitely on our 4-part documentary on our live tab on YouTube. But look, I think we can all agree that there were some incidences that got out of hand. Listen, there were some people who were protesting not peacefully. I think we can admit that. There has been reports that at least, I think, 99% of the protests were peaceful. And yes, I don't agree with somebody who does not peacefully protest. However, Minnesotans came out. They let them know that they were not happy about this surge. And unfortunately, Alex, Nicole, no longer here, but Minnesotans won. Whenever I talk about this situation, I always like to remind you guys the bigger picture. Donald Trump and his administration are definitely focused on their agenda. But Minnesota has come out today and, well, come out for the past month, but today it's proven that if you stand up to the Trump administration or any administration, you can win. Ultimately, this is drawn down because of Minnesotans. Yes, yes, yes. The Republicans and even MAGA put a lot of pressure on Trump. Yes, the midterms are coming up. And yes, the Trump administration saw how much polling numbers were going against them because of this. So some might say he's not doing it because he cares about Minnesotans. He's doing it because he cares about his poll numbers. Regardless if it's poll numbers or not, Minnesota spoke up. The rest of the country, the rest of the world had their back. His poll numbers went down. His people put pressure on him, and he's backing down. So shout out to Minnesota. All right. Okay, let's go over talking about Trump now. Of course, you all know that Donald Trump was accused of, let's just say the word, just being racist against Michelle and Barack Obama with the ape picture. He put this video out today, which is like the classic response when anybody's accused of racism. They're like, I'm not racist. I have black friends. Now, there's no sound to this because there was like a music that I'll get flagged to on YouTube. But here's the video. I'll talk over it. Donald Trump with Diddy. First of all, who made this? Why? If you're trying to get the black community, the urban community back on your side, or even white people to think, yo, I'm not racist, you're going to start your video out with Diddy? The guy who you said, yeah, I'm not giving a pardon to. I'm not talking about. You're going to start off with Diddy? I thought that was hilarious. I think the first one here, I think this is Jesse Jackson. Anyways, let's watch the rest. All right, so Trump and Jesse, Trump and Diddy, Trump and Oprah, Mama O, Will Smith and Donald Trump. That was, Russell Simmons. That's another one. Russell Simmons, Vivica Fox. I forgot her name. I don't know who that was. I think it's Tyson. Michael Jackson. What? Oh, here's Mike Tyson. Little John. That's Claudia Jordan. I don't know who these people are in there. 50 Cent. 50 Cent made him. Homie 50 Cent. I think that's Jasmine Guy. There's Snoop Dogg, who likes to perform for him. Muhammad Ali. Is that Rosa Parks? Obama. Yo, my homie Obama. Yeah, the guy who you're accusing me of being racist to. I don't know. He's sitting down there with some other people. Oh, there's people. I have them in the Oval Office. Oh, I'm kissing a nice little black baby and another black baby. I'm not racist. What are you talking about? Hugging somebody up there and then somebody on his shoulders. So this is Donald Trump saying, yo, don't come after me. I love black celebrities. Like, this is the worst plea you could have made. Even if it was pictures of things to the black community, it still wouldn't have come across, but at least that would have come across a little bit better if you showed like some community involvement, like you think or you feel for the people in the hood, in the streets. That would have been. Oh, and by the way, I didn't read what he wrote at the top. He said, "How quickly people forget. So sad, President Donald Trump. Give me a break, bro." Like I said, show us what you've done for black people, black communities, black hoods, stopping crime, doing this, whatever, and not crime, immigration in a hood, giving back, schools, etc. I know he did something for HBCUs, but I think every president before had done that. But that still wouldn't have been great because nothing you do is going to replace the fact that you put out a picture of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama as apes, and you still haven't apologized for it. So you're not apologizing it and then putting pictures with you, Diddy, Russell Simmons, like, thought it was horrible, whoever thought of that. All right, let's wrap up lead news and jump into quick news. We're going to talk ICE threatening Cardi B, and then we're finally, I've been trying to avoid this, but we're going to talk Cardi B and Steffon Diggs real quick. All right, let's go to quick news right now. All right, we are here. ICE. Okay, Cardi B put this video out at her concert. She kicked off her concert last night, and she said this about ICE. Take a listen.
If ICE come in here, we're going to jump their asses. Bitch, I got some bear mace in the back. They took my fans, bitch. Let's go.
All right. So she put that out. And then ICE was like, oh, yeah, say less. And then they put this out. It says, as long as she doesn't DRUG and rob our agents, we'll consider that an appropriate an improvement over her past behavior. And this was TMZ putting out that video that I just played for you. Homeland Security. First of all, shout out to Homeland Security for watching TMZ and even like writing back about Cardi G. I think I like that about this administration. They're at least, a little bit more in the entertainment instead of things going above their head. I know some of you might not like it, but I think it's funny. And the jab at Cardi is she has said that before she got famous, she used to DRUG people and, take their money when they were asleep. So Homeland Security is like, if she doesn't do that, we'll consider that improvement in her behavior. Cardi, I know you love your fans and I know you're very outspoken, but if you ask me, this wasn't the smartest move because now this is just going to bring extra attention to your concerts. They might be sitting outside, they might be inside, and it might kind of like ruffle people's feathers. But hey, who am I to tell Cardi B what to do? Okay. All right. Let me talk to you guys now about Steffon Diggs and Cardi B and the alleged baby mama drama, football, Super Bowl, whatever. Y'all know I hate to get too much into like relationships. He said, she says. One day I'm gonna have a co-star that will help me with these things, but I'm gonna do my best here. Okay, so first of all, this headline has been making the blogs. Cardi B has allegedly moved out of Steffon Diggs' house after he informed her that he is expecting twins with Kiana Barber. DJ Academics stirred the pot when he publicly suggested Steffon Diggs is expecting a child with Kiana Barber, the woman long rumored to be the inspiration behind Drake's In My Feelings song. Now, everybody always says that about the Kiki, do you love me? And they're like, oh, what? At one point, Kanye was like, oh, he's talking about Kim Kardashian. Then they say he's talking about Kiana Barber. He is talking about a girl from Toronto. I know the girl very well, and I know who that song was written about. And I think literally for the next 20 years, anytime somebody has something to do with a girl, an IG model that starts with K, they're gonna be like, yo, that was Kiki in the Drake video. This is like the third or fourth time. It's crazy. It is not her. It's a girl from Toronto. I can guarantee you that. Okay. A. He posted images, and this is DJ Academics. DJ Academics posted images, and his commentary hinted at a pregnancy and tied Steffon Diggs to it, which immediately sent social media into a frenzy. The post racked up massive engagement and fueled speculation across entertainment platforms. However, despite the volume of conversation, no direct statement from Diggs or Kiana has confirmed their claim, leaving the situation firmly in rumor territory at this stage. At the same time, this is very alleged, but at the same time, Diggs is already publicly expecting a child with Cardi. I don't know if this is a typo or just alleged, but I've seen somebody else say this too. I don't know how much I believe that, but maybe Cardi might be pregnant again. A relationship and pregnancy that has been confirmed through reputable media outlets. That contrast is partly what amplified the speculation as fans and gossip pages began to debate whether Diggs may be welcoming a child with two different women. Until either party addresses the talk or legal filings surface, this remains a viral rumor sparked by academics rather than verified situations. Okay, there's a lot of alleged in there and stuff. What I want to kind of help bring a little to fruition, I actually had this video and this girl Sky in my phone, and I meant to talk to you guys about it, but we went to Minnesota, then a lot of this Bad Bunny stuff and Pam Bondi or whatever. So I feel like I can squeeze it in to today's show. Okay. Here is a IG model. Her name is Sky. She put this video out, and then she actually put some commentary beside it. We do know that I can't remember her name. The one that she has a baby, he has a baby with. Somebody even said her name yesterday. Anyways, there's one baby mama who he really likes. There's Kiana Barber, maybe also too. But what a lot of people haven't known about is before all of this, Sky set Cardi B off. Here is what Cardi B did not like. This video right here. Hold on, give me a second. Let me find it. Oh yeah, here we go. I'm only going to play it very quickly because I don't want you guys to get grossed out. Okay, that's Steffon Diggs, and that is Sky's feet. Okay, we'll just take that out very quickly. We don't want to set off any flags. So that video went out. Okay, and then after that video, okay, there was this video that came out. Just give me 1 second. So she went out now, and she was like, "Oh, y'all want to hate on me? You don't think those are my feet? Hear this."
The only nigga y'all know that my name is attached to is Steffon, right? And y'all saw a picture of us together. That nigga been trying to talk to me for 10 years in my DM begging me, right? Gave a nigga a chance. Don't affiliate my name with nobody else. You ain't never seen me in a photo with booed up, kissing my feet, hugging on me, nothing like that. Like, if it's not that, trust me.
Okay, so that is Sky. I'll read a little caption here for you. IG model Sky Marlene says she's only attached her name to Steffon Diggs and claims he tried to holler at her for the past decade until she finally gave in to him. Okay, now, hold on, let me follow this here. So, feet video, play her video. Now, Cardi put this video out after Sky also put out this picture. Now, this picture is Sky with Offset. See that? And she also put out this, showing proof with text messages with her and Steffon Diggs. Okay? So we have proof that Sky is talking to Steffon Diggs. We have the feet video. We have the Offset video. This was a week and a half ago. This is before Super Bowl. Okay. Cardi B put this video out to Sky.
On some petty when it comes to anything and anybody that's level on life, whether you do the same thing as me, whether you the same dick as me, whether I ever slept with you, anybody that's trying to be on some petty word to mother, when it comes to me, have that. Anybody can mother have that. Y'all can have that. You know what I'm saying? I usually could go back to back, but y'all can have that because right now, this is a very life-changing moment for me and for my fans. I cannot let y'all mess this up for me, no matter what. Like, it's like I don't give a like. Everything is very small to me right now. Everything is small to me.
Okay, so that is Cardi literally saying, look, okay, you were with Offset, you were Steffon. Look, I got a lot coming down the pipeline. Postpartum, I just had a baby. Hello, I dealing with a divorce, plus my tour is coming up. Y'all know that Cardi has said that this tour is stressing her out. She had to go over budget, etc. So that video was to Sky. All right, you know what? Normally I would be like, blah, 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 and clap back. You know what? You want to be with Offset? Go ahead. You want to put out stuff about my man? Okay, go ahead. I have to worry about my tour. But she didn't stop there. I have a post up here. It says, Cardi B issues warning to boyfriend after he has kids with 4 women in a year. Cardi B loves bad boy Steffon Diggs, but one wrong move and she's out. 2 sources have told the U.S. Sun. The controversial NFL star is gearing up for next week's Super Bowl. The source said the New York rapper has bluntly told Diggs, warning him that there will be no forgiveness if he crosses it. She's been very clear with Steffon. If he messes up, if another woman comes forward with a baby after they are official and they started their family, it's over for him. Okay. So that brings us to the Super Bowl, which we talked about yesterday. Okay. So now there's this rumor flowing around that she might be pregnant. There's another person. And this is why I don't like talking about this, because with Offset, at least it was like one at a time. With Steffon, there's literally like 4 girls' names that I got to remember, another baby mama. Like, it is crazy, crazy. I cannot keep up with it. And I do a show every day and I can keep up with a lot of things. I think Cardi, and I said this from the beginning, I think Cardi just needs to like do away with Steffon. Like, this is crazy. And there's Sky, the other baby mama. And then let's just not forget, yes, there might be twins coming, but we still know there's 2 other ones that are pregnant. That's it. So I think within a year, there's like a total of 6 kids with 4 different women, including Cardi. And now Cardi might be pregnant again. I give up. All right, listen. So that is your wrap up on Cardi B and Steffon Diggs. All right. Let me come over now and speak to y'all in the comment section. I'm very excited to speak with you guys. To speak to you guys right now. Comment section is blowing up. Okay. Woo, I finished 8 minutes early today. Shout out to me. Okay, you guys know I have 1 minute. I have to take 1 minute before I get to the comment section because y'all know I have a very important question to ask you. Stick around. I'll be 1 minute, all right? Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? That's an indirect question. Let me answer it for you. Yes, they are, all 3 of them. If you are not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform, go to my sponsor below, Aura.com, Aura.com/Trent Out Loud to get your free 14-day trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. If you're ever wondering how scammers get your cell phone number or why your inbox is filled with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers, and they sell your data, and they do it without your consent, and they make billions of dollars selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and out louders. Aura takes care of the hard part for you, automatically removing your information off of these sites and keeping it off. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform. With Aura, you get alerts if any of your personal information is ever found on the dark web. Real-time fraud alerts if your credit card or banking information is ever leaked online. You got a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager. They also have US-based round-the-clock customer service. Also, in the event that anything should ever go wrong, Aura also includes, not offers, it's included a $5 million identity theft insurance protection package. Try Aura free today for 14 days. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like locking your front door and keeping your back door open. Y'all wouldn't want to do that, okay? It is absolutely free. I'll put the QR code up here right now. You can take out your phone and camera. Obviously, after the show, don't leave me. It is absolutely free. If you've ever wondering, why am I getting text messages on all these weird phone calls? It's because your information is leaked, and Aura can literally find it on the dark web for free. They'll show it to you, a click of a button. It's all erased, and it keeps off forever. They'll do it for you free for the next 14 days. All right, so make sure y'all sign up today. All right, coming to the comment section. Also, just want to remind you, for those on YouTube, do not forget to sign up for the Out Loud membership. You'll see a button above me that says join, or you'll see a tab beside me that says members. You could check us out over there, okay? And lastly, before I go to the comment section, Jesus, so many comments. I love when you guys comment like this. A lot of people have asked us, hey, do you have PayPal? Do you have Venmo? The best way to give back to the show is while we're live on air, you can give us a super chat. Or if we're off, or when we're off here and you're watching this video, you'll see 3 buttons on the side where the comment section is. You'll see a thanks button. You can give back to the show, give us a thanks, and also give us a comment, okay? And we'll read out that comment. We appreciate y'all. All right. Oh, whoa. This changed. What? Look at this, guys. Look how much bigger it is now. Yo, this is so cool. The comments are coming through in a different format. Yo. Anyways, all right. First comment comes from Tammy. Pam Bondi is protecting the bad people. She should go to jail just like the bad people she's protecting. Kim says, hey, all, everybody, have a great day. Hope all is well. What up, Kim? Whoa, I think my horn just broke. Oh, my. Oh, didn't break. What up, Kim? Kim says, I'm driving home, so I won't be able to, I think she meant comment, exactly, comment. All right. Peyton said, hi, Trent. What up? Terminal Explorer said, let's make you popular. Oh, that's just a bot. Crystal's in the building. Happy Friday Eve, Trent. My fellow Trent Angels and Out Louders. Let's go. Renee said, hey, Kim. Pray you are well. Congratulations, Trent, on making it to TMZ. Boop, boop, boop. Thanks, Crystal. Trent and the Out Louders. Peace and love. Renee, Kim, Crystal. All right, you guys are saying hi to everybody. Still haven't found that lady yet. Let's be positive. Look at, we get to see y'all pictures. Look at Roberta. What up? I love this new format. Shout out to YouTube. By the way, for those who are commenting on Instagram, I'll get to your comments after. They don't feed in here, but we will get to them. Mystery said, hello, Trent. What up? Streaming from UK and on Twitch. William says, your platform is a joke. Thank you so much, William. We appreciate all comments around here. Real Talk said, I had to be an associate off a groundskeeper and healthcare. They knew too much what that do. Not too sure. All right. Emily said, okay. Let me just go by. You guys are saying hi. They knew to disconnect her pacemaker. That was Real Talk, talking about Nancy, definitely. Pam Bondi caught lying. That's funny. That's from Rafael Garcia. Kim is saying hi to everybody. Oh, you big around these parts, TMZ. Noted. Thank you. Out Louders. Let's go. First person. First time here. Me. Noted. X1. Welcome. More. Michael says more liberal tard channels. Well, thank you very much, Michael. Kim is welcoming. Note done. Thank you, Kim. Saying hi to Natasha. Hey, Kim. I'm doing well. Trying to get out of work, but I'm running into issues. I'll be responding in a little bit. Okay, you guys are saying hi to each other. Mercy says, I missed your live in Minnesota because I didn't know the timing, but I caught up on YouTube. Exactly. You guys might miss some lives, but they're definitely all there on YouTube. So thank you very much for the support. Mercy says, I am on the stream on Wednesday because I didn't think you were coming on until Thursday. I know that was my fault. Sorry, guys, but I decided I wanted to come in. Roberta says, on the first day I said, they said Nancy did not must have her meds. It's been 12 days and they believe she's still alive. I know. I definitely think that something is off with that. But again, the FBI, they're not going to tell us what's really going on, man. You can't trust everything they're saying. Peyton says, seeing you on TMZ. Thank you, Peyton. Appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Dennis said, congratulations. Thank you. Mystery says, oh, my dear friend is a remote veer and is not looking too good for Nancy Guthrie. I wish I could go further, but I would probably get stuck off of this platform. She gave all the info on the case. Wow. Miss Guthrie is no longer here. That's Christopher's opinion. Kim says, hit that like button. Christopher says, you said Bondi lied, but Dems were caught in a lie as well. Well, we cannot cover everything all day. So yes, there might be sometimes we have a show where the Dems are lying. And sometimes, like today, we'll say that Pam Bondi lied. Unknown says, brother, can you make... Okay, we're not going to read that. Kim says, lady's mother was kidnapped here in Arizona a few days ago, but they're still looking for her. Miss Guthrie, Christopher doesn't think that Miss Guthrie is here. Hey, Trent, my heart was racing when you caught up with the ICE officers in Minnesota. I had visions of you disappearing in one of those vans. Your mom must have been panicking. I won't lie, I was a little scared too, because I was on the sidewalk and I was filming and I was like, hey guys, look inside. And I put my camera and then the guy looked at me like he was upset. He took off his gloves. I just moved up real quickly. That's why Minnesotans are tough, man. Okay, I'm not going to read that. Fox News is suggesting Savannah take a lie detector test. Messy. Really? I didn't see that, but okay. They never give out all the info because it may hinder the case. Exactly. Gio says the Democrats are a joke. Christopher says, yep, we had a week to find her. Now she's no longer here. Christopher says, Kim says, I hope that's not the case. Christopher, although like I respect your opinion, like I don't understand like why you have to put that in a comment 5 times. Like she's not here, she's not here, she's not here. It's almost just like you're hoping that she's not here. Like I don't understand why there's no compassion. Not saying that there's a problem with your comment. I just don't understand why you feel the need to repeat it so many times and just use those words. See, like here, MS is like, yeah, just I pray she's okay. Like we all know that the 12 days is a long time for her. We know that she doesn't have her meds. We know that, every day that goes by, it's harder for her to still be here. But, anyways. Bishop says, thanks for the update, Ram Dawn case. You look dapper in Minnesota. Thank you very much. Let's not forget Dawn's case is going to be tomorrow. Oh, I forgot to say that when I was talking about Minnesota. Do you guys think it's a little ironic that they took down the ICE surge one day before Don Lemon's case? Just saying. Christopher says, it's sad, but we will never know what happened to her till like 3 to 5 years from now. Christopher, thanks for saying it's sad. Maybe I read your comments, the tone of your comments wrong. Emily says they got that video since day one, bro. Exactly what I think too. I said that yesterday. Totally agree with you. They had that video from a long time ago. He will never give up her location. That's what Connie said. Kim says, Connie button, totally agree with you. Christopher said he might give up where the body is. Colleen said, I agree. I watched it and Pam can't lie. That's the official DJ Makra. Crystal says, totally trying to smoke him out. If I've learned one thing, don't question your theory, Trent. Thank you very much, Crystal. Christmas says, why do Dems only mention Trump when talking about Epstein? Like he's the only one in there. That's not 100% true. They do talk about other people. They do talk about Bill Gates. They do talk about the Clintons. But I don't find it weird or I don't find it biased to talk most about Trump because he's the president of the United States of America. He's the most powerful man on the land right now. Don't you find it a little bit weird? He's the one who's in charge of the DOJ and the FBI. So if he's involved and if he should be arrested or charged, don't you think we should highlight that? Of course, that's why people are talking about it. If it was like Bill Clinton, where he was a president 20 years ago, of course he wouldn't be top of mind. Beth said lies. MS says, she is embarrassing herself. Ridiculous. Joe says, look at me like Pam Bondi held her. Look to me like Pam Bondi held her own. If there was evidence, why didn't Biden use it to destroy him? Well, we know why Biden didn't use it to destroy him, because Biden was protecting the Democrats that were in there. I said this every day. We're never going to find out anything. We're never going to know anything. Then they're never going to investigate the tips. Because, excuse me, if they investigate it, they're going to have to charge people. And the people who control the investigation are the people who are in the files. And they're both sides. It's impossible for this to come out. It's impossible. The people who are conducting the investigation are the people who are guilty. Imagine you got to conduct your own investigation. Would you put yourself in jail for 30 years? We're never going to get anything. Ryan said, they got you guys hook, line, and sinker with this ish. Damn, they make a story and run it and tell you it's the biggest news out there, and y'all forget what heel we're in. There is no proof, as the files are not evidence. That is hearsay. Okay, but why not investigate? Why not speak to the guy? Why not speak to that limo driver? And he didn't ask, he asked if there's evidence in the file. That is evidence. It was recorded. So it becomes evidence. If it's credible evidence, if it's looked into, that's a different. Is it admissible? That's a totally different story. Is it evidence? We don't even know if it's credible, but is there evidence in there? Yes, there is. Malcolm said, expect the 30+ felony conviction he has. Oh, yeah, that's funny. Your mom knows, says she definitely didn't lie. Your libs are Started singing to Pam. Why you lying? That's funny. Malcolm says she must be finished. She must be finished after this. Gerzer says, what was the underlying crime that evaluated this misdemeanor to felonies? I got to be careful of what I'm putting up here now because things are so big. Sky says, don't you ever accuse me of a crime? Seems to be the mentality, like Maxine and Epstein. Agree. Half Track says, okay, I can't put that up. Sorry. You cannot use any profanities, and I cannot read, and I can't put it up, especially now that these things are bigger. Malcolm, hold on. Okay. There is no evidence. This is hearsay. Okay, we read that already. Witness testimony is evidence. Victims are witnesses. Thank you very much, Kathleen. Appreciate that. Christopher keeps on saying it's hearsay. Grow up. Stop the unaliving talk. Be an adult, man. I don't understand why you guys get so mad with the unaliving. It has nothing to do with being adult talk. It has to do with setting off flags so our videos don't get flagged and don't get demonetized. But I appreciate your comment. G.I. Joe says Clinton didn't use it. Biden didn't use it. If there were any evidence. I don't understand why that's a point. If there was evidence, then Biden would use it. If there was evidence, then this person would use it. They put in their homies in jail, bro. Anyways, again, the same thing with no hearsay. Why didn't the FBI follow up with this in 2006? Because the FBI is ran by the government, and the government is not going to put themselves in jail. Simple. So we'll talk about it. I'm saying it's just never going to happen. Somebody asked me what the R word is. That was Connie. I cannot tell you because then I'll get flagged. Even a bad lawyer knows it's all hearsay. Okay. That's hearsay without a victim statement. Mystery says, I was looking at that strange case in U.S. with Pam Bondi, Rem Epstein. That case is dark and deep. G.I. said it's all hearsay. Okay. Crystal says, wow, this woman is clearly a liar. That is why she is deflecting and not answering the direct question. Totally agree. And another person said hearsay. Afraid of the word K word. The word again is hearsay. There we go. I can put this up because they're whoa. Jeez. Didn't they spy on Trump while he was a private citizen? I think so. Okay, I can't put this up, but I'll read it because that lie. How about the files where Epstein says Trump could not be corrupted and Stern said leave Trump to me. None of that's redacted, but Dems are. I really don't know what that comment is. Somebody says you're using Harry's video. Yes, I like Harry. I don't know how to pronounce this name. Elian, I think. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. Sorry. How can Body comment perjury if she didn't even know about that letter, those couple of pages? Well, she's the DOJ. She's got to know what's in her files. So, and if she doesn't, say, I can't answer that. She cannot. She come out and said there's no evidence in that file. There's nothing that can implement Donald Trump in any sort of illegal activity. If she's going to say that, she has to be confident that there's nothing in there. Her answer should be, there's 6 million or 10 million pages. I don't know. I'm not sure. But she's so dedicated, and everybody's so dedicated to protecting Donald Trump, they're willing to put themselves on the line for him. I totally agree. I totally agree with you. I totally agree. It's hearsay and not evidence, so there's no lie. Okay, fine. Alicia says Pam Bondi must have been cloned because she is the total opposite of who she was as a state prosecutor. Yeah, I did hear a lot of good things about her as a state prosecutor, by the way. Trump's promise kept again and again. That's Slick Nick. Appreciate that comment, Slick Nick. She needs evidence, not hearsay. There's a lot about this hearsay stuff. Half Track says, yeah, Dems wanted the files redacted, but Dems won't read ish. Okay, I'm not going to read that. Trump is the king peace warrior of the world. Wow. The king peace warrior. Really? Fair. If that's your comment, thank you. I think Pam Bondi is Trump's illegitimate daughter. She lies just like him. That's hilarious. Okay, let me just make sure before putting this next one up. I think we're safe. I'm not sure if it was AI or not. I seen a picture of Pam Bondi standing next to Trump Epstein. Standing next to Trump Epstein behind her when she was younger. It's supposed to be in the Epstein files. It's possible. It's possible. Alicia says, whoop. Can I read that? I can't put it up, but I'll read it. She used to prosecute SCX offenders religiously. But now that she's with Trump, she has to do what Trump says. That's what happens when you get on Trump's team. She needs evidence to prosecute people. Okay. If somebody comes in and says they overheard and know something, they can bring them in. They can validate them as a witness. And if they're credible, they can bring them to court. They can investigate. They can see if he was a driver. They could look into Donald Trump's phone calls. They can investigate into the girl. And his testimony can go in as part of a witness testimony, which ends up being evidence. They did it with Diddy. Okay? That's the reason why Diddy got 4 or 5 years, because Jane Doe and Cassie's testimony was entered in as evidence of him putting hands on her, not the CNN tape. Jane Doe said that he did it in 2024. Okay? There was no video other than the CNN. And the judge said, yeah, I know you guys want to get out now because you only got the SCX trafficking with transportation, but I have evidence and testimony that just last year you were putting hands on Jane. No picture, no video, but she said it and I believe her. So because he believed her, he said, you were under investigation and you're still putting hands on Jane. Because of that, I don't believe that you are better. I don't believe that you are remorseful, because we have the CNN tape where we saw you on tape. You actually came out and apologized after that, and they played that tape. But just last year, Jane Doe said you put hands on her. I didn't see it, but she said it. So her statement becomes evidence because she's a credible witness. But you don't have to believe me. Somebody said Trump files. G.I. Joe says, despite the release of thousands of documents, the Department of Justice and legal findings confirm there is no evidence of criminal wrongdoing by President Trump. Okay. Why not investigate what that man is saying? And anyways, I already just said it already. Fred said, very handsome. Thank you very much, Fred. Somebody said the Obama files. Christopher, if they took affidavits seriously and witness testimony of one person seriously, why not when the election? Not too sure what that comment means. Trump is destroying your country, guys. That's from Thomas. Trump is a brilliant leader. Well, thank you, Slick Nick. Thank you for that comment. He is as bad as he is. She's as bad as he is. That's from Connie. Alicia says, when someone change to be the complete opposite of who they are, something is wrong. Cloned. Christopher says, why do Dems refuse to mention anybody in the files but Trump? That's just not true. That's just not true. You have to stop saying that. That's not true. I respect the comments, but that's not true. Don Task Me said, or is it Don't Ask Me? Don't Task Me. It's not the fact that they keep tracking it raises the question as to why it was so important to make a file about it. It is not the fact that they keep track of it raises the question as to why it was important to make the file about it. I think you're talking about the guy. Should have been out of Minnesota already. That's from Nick. Thank you, Nick. Tara, what up, Tara? Trump is an absolute horrible president, a horrible administrator, and a corrupt criminal. Thank you, Tara. Dajin says, deport all. Christopher says, I will leave when all the illegals are gone from Minnesota. They will leave when all the illegals are gone from Minnesota. Listen, nobody has a problem with the concept of ICE, where they're ICE officers and Border Patrol agents getting illegal immigrants, especially criminals, out the country. Nobody has a problem with that. The way they're going about doing it, harassing people and asking people for things, grabbing people out cars, that is what people have a problem with. And Tom Homan agrees. And that's why he suggested to Donald Trump that they end the surge. This is the thing I find so weird, is that Trump will say something, the administration will say something, and you guys are like, yeah, I fully agree. Something will happen, blah, blah, blah. Trump, very rarely, but they're like, all right, we're going to change course. And you guys are so like, yeah, stay in there, keep doing that. The administration, Tom Homan, the border czar, is like, this has gone on long enough. Regardless if the surge was justified or not, I don't want to see people getting hurt. I don't want to see this. I go to bed praying that these things don't happen. Donald Trump himself said, you know what we learned from Minnesota? We maybe need a softer touch. But then there are people like, nah. Keep going. It doesn't matter. It's just, I respect your opinion, but it's just crazy work. Okay, I'm not going to read that. This guy and the Democrats swap are terrified, and that's a good thing. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. It's not ending. People on the street say it's getting worse. Slick Nick said, ice rocks. Nick says, I'll believe it when I see it. That's what Aaron was saying. Trump, somebody said, Martin says Trump is a Russian asset. It's possible. Who knows? Another person said, I'd believe anything. Thank you. Somebody said F ICE. Nick said F Trump. She says, I like Tom Homan's speech, the ICE officers in Minnesota. Enough is enough. That's what I'm saying. All right, there's some little swear words here, so we're going to skip this. We're going to skip that. We're going to skip this. Somebody said something about the Epstein files. Slick Nick said Trump promises made promises kept again and again. Mystery says, glad you came back safely, Trent. Thank you very much. Corey says to Slick Nick, sucks to be a troll. That's funny. Emily says, don't believe the lies. Kathleen says, when will they take ICE out of Italy? They have created violence outside the Olympics. Oh, yeah. They did something to an Italian officer to the ground. Protesters have fireworks at ICE. They dragged one down the street. Crazy. Slick Nick says, paid deep state leftists are in the house. This house. Oh, Lord. Thank you for your comment, Slick Nick. Okay, let me scroll. Hey, we haven't seen this in a while. Aaron says, Team U, Drake is here. Thank you. Corey says, why all the haters? Just leave the live. Just leave his live. Let them stay here. Let them keep commenting. It helps the algorithm. Don says, laugh out loud, Americans, they don't like America. Another person said, illegals are not our fellow Americans. That's Christopher. U.S. Minnesotans know that the rest of you are all weak. That's from Pool Boy. You guys are not smart. Oops, gonna not put that up there. How did I not see that big F word? It was a. I don't know if I want to put that up there. Don't want to put that. Whoop, not gonna put that. Let me see. Let me get some good comments here. Sometimes I also lie to my. Sorry, let's just be fair here. Sometimes I also lie to myself to make myself feel better. Lord, this clown thinks the summer of fire riots in 2020 was peaceful. State of Minnesota owes their people millions of dollars. Where is it? Mystery says, it was so nice that you were given that bracelet while you were out there in Minnesota. People are really friendly. It's still right here on my desk. Aaron says, is ICE moving on because they've done what they sought to do to people already? Get rid of a large number of illegals and have another place to deal with? Well, yes, that's part of it. They're not going to stay there forever. I think they said they arrested 3,000 or 4,000 people. We don't know yet the details. How many of them were criminals? How many of them were illegals? Et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, it's time to move on. Just it's that simple. Angel says, Surge did its job. Now they are done, and their weirdos are like, we won. Okay. Sean says, just watch. It's going to get really nasty, and they are going to be begging for help. I really doubt that, but all right, respect your comment. Foot Production says, yes, people keep standing up to Trump and see where that gets you. Okay. Slick Nick said, I'm a clown. Thanks, Nick. Christopher says, laughing out loud, Trump not running again. Minnesota. Can I put this up here? Minnesota ripping their own people off for decades. I'm trying to be fair and just get everyone's comment. Davis says, fake. It wasn't his video. I don't know what you're referring to there. Hunter says, this guy is intelligent and not voting for the collapse of the country. Okay. We are all. No. Somebody said, shout out to the corruption. Liberal snowflakes. You mean 2 Epstein file members? Here, Trump dated black women for over 2 years. Carrie Young. That doesn't negate you doing something that's racist. That's the whole thing. It can't be like, yo, what I said or what I did wasn't racist because I dated a black girl 2 years ago. That doesn't mean anything. And let's see how you treated her, by the way. Just might be. Oh, we're not going to talk about the Epstein files. Our whole world changed things that are coming will make this look like Ned in the first reader. Somebody said that we're all clowns. What? Why do people say this to me? You're white. Okay. Hunter said all he should do is to help with police and he'll have our ear. Can I put this up here? Yeah. Right. And yet the Conservative Party had to make their own halftime show because they couldn't cope with all the Spanish American performing at the Super Bowl. Jesse Jackson ran for the presidency twice. Trump was his biggest donor in both elections. I don't know if he was his biggest donor, but I do know they were friends. Somebody said, name 3 Bad Bunny songs you could sing, loser. You are jealous. You are jealous. David said, you are jealous that millions of black people love Trump. Why would I be jealous and why would I care? You guys are funny. I don't know this person's name, but Will Trent, I can tell where you stand. Enjoy your feed. Thank you for that comment, I think. That was Kara Young, his girlfriend. Okay, you're saying that picture that was up there. Aaron said, and they were a massive success with the alternate show. If you guys feel that, that's fine. Donald Trump is old school money. You on the other hand, are just another little boy living off your mom and dad. Oh, that's funny. Slick, we have no faith in you. That's Hunter. Let me see this one. I don't know what that name is here, but millions of dollars moved through Minnesota airport confirmed. Nothing to see here. Hey guys, nobody's saying that Minnesota is perfect. I don't know what you guys are bringing up with that, making that point. All right, let me get through some here. Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of pictures of him with there's a bunch of pictures of him with popular people. What's your effing point? What's his point? Why post that up on your True Social? Oh, they will never forget. They will never. What did he say? Let me put it up again. Oh, how soon they forget. Hold on. How quickly people forget. So sad. People forget what? That you were friends with other rich celebrities? That you guys were just using each other? Show me what you've done for the past 30 years for the black community, the people in the community, the people who have been redlined, the people who have been affected, the people who have not gotten their just due, the people who are left out. What about those people? Nobody cares that you were friends with Oprah, bro. Crystal says, whoop, whoop, shout out to Minnesota. Maybe they got sick and tired of having thrown at them. Funny, Crystal. You failed, dude. Laters by gradual, whatever, or true. Mondini says, do the government officials and rich obey the law or break and bend it for personal use? I think it's for personal use. How is taxpayers' money being used or abused and wasted? Do you have transparency on government officials or do they hide? I like that point. No, I don't feel bad. Somebody says, no, I don't feel bad for ghetto trash. All right, Christopher. Let's see here. Hey, this is a nice comment. Monica, afternoon, Trent and the Louders. Good afternoon. You put out a bunch of black popular people, but what you didn't put out, Cat Williams, because you're one of them. Okay, I think that's a positive comment. I think, I'm not too sure. Do we have transparency of the government officials or do they hide like Jeffrey Epstein, Trump, and his cover-up team? How did Jeffrey Epstein, was he unalived? And were there security officers? I like this comment. Thank you so much. I find it absurd with everything going on and all our communities, but we talk about Donald Trump. You need to do more research. You're not very smart. David said, great video. Black people love Trump. 85 million voted for Trump and millions were black. I'm just jealous. I don't see what Trump says that too. Oh, black people voted for me. Yeah. And what does that mean? What is your point? Do you know, I think it was 75% of black people voted for Kamala Harris, or 70 something. It was overwhelming. The majority that voted for Kamala Harris and Trump. That's not even the point. The point is that post that he made of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama as apes are wrong. And he knows it's wrong. That's why he took it down and he won't apologize. That's what all this is about. That's why we're saying these videos of these black celebrities is ridiculous. He ain't anything. He hasn't done anything but take from black colleges. Okay, I'm not going to read Christopher anymore. Crystal says, yeah, if pictures of you with black people is proof that you're not racist, then shouldn't pictures of you and Epstein be proof that you are a... Woo, Crystal! I think my horn's broken. Crystal came through. I love that, Crystal. Thank you, Crystal. My out louders are coming through. Very good point, Crystal. Hunter says, always open start the combo you want to hear. No clue what that means. Lidtards, Trump has done more for the black community than all of us combined. That's Dennis. Skull says, Christopher, don't you realize a man that can't apologize is arrogant? I love that, Skull. Thank you. Pam Bondi is the best woman of all time, says Bean So something. Hunter says, oh, Cardi with the beer mace. I thought that was funny too. Did any of the Western government have media coverage on his island? Why everything get messed up and the same time and not reported? We need multiple simultaneous evidence and things that are specific. The government is not going to put its own government in jail. We support ICE and law and order. No criminals, no leeches. I totally agree. Pam Bondi has a prison cell waiting for her. Donald Trump is AAAA plus grade. Legals don't listen to ninja music. Okay, gangster. So when ICE commits crimes, let me see. This skull says, okay, guys, so when ICE commits a crime, we should hold them accountable, right? Very, very good point. Okay, we're not going to put that up there. Somebody says, China, dude, you just happy because you didn't target something? Cardi had, somebody says Cardi had a response. Really? I didn't see that. Aaron says, it's funny how people hate a group doing their jobs and nobody was complaining when Obama was and Biden was, when they're all using the same group, removing them. Aaron, come on. We talk about this every day. It's not them doing their job. It's how they're doing their job. We all know that there's always been Immigrations and Border Patrol, but we haven't seen them used like this where people feel unsafe. Go to Minnesota yourself. Talk to the people. All right. We're going to get out of there. Mars, what up? Hey, T. Cardi is using her performance to speak up against ICE. I love that. Love that too. Trump smells like a landfill. Somebody says, David says Pam Bondi is the best. And then Hunter said, Pam Bondi's a joke. That's what I love about my comment section. Okay, we're going to look for some good ones here. Okay, we're not going to read that when you guys are kind of just arguing with each other. Aaron says, these musicians and actors need to stick in their own lane of work and not using their platform to talk politics. It just creates further division and stupid people listen to them, follow them. I totally disagree. I think both sides, Kid Rock, he wants to speak up and talk about Republicans, no problem. And that's what I find funny. When it's Democrats or when somebody's speaking up against Trump, it's like, oh, they shouldn't talk. They shouldn't talk. But when you go to the Republican convention, they have just as many celebrities at the Republican convention. Remember Hulk Hogan at the Republican, ripping his shirt off. Kid Rock was there, but then you guys are like, no, Democrats shouldn't have anybody. It's crazy work. Chris, how hard? Okay, this is just Skull and Chris talking. Why do we find rich and government officials like? Okay, I can't read that. You did not research. Is that okay? I'm not gonna read that. Okay. Mars says, "Hey, Trent and Tease Angels and Out Louders. The professor said I didn't receive a notification. Sorry about that. I don't know why YouTube does that." Christopher and Skull are having a big conversation. I'm sure you guys saw that when I was there, so I do not have to read it out. Anyone in Aaron says anyone is a rights active. Everyone is a rights activist now when they were nowhere to be seen back during Obama and Biden administration doing the same thing. Anyways, I already answered that because they're not doing the same thing. Celebrities are citizens too. They are entitled. This is S.W. Simpson. Celebrities are citizens too. They're entitled to their opinion. But if they talk about their opinion and they are stupid, they're going to get criticized. It doesn't mean they should stick to acting or singing. I totally agree with that. This person that called him stupid, Obama deported. Okay, this Cheryl, what is this? Get out of this live. Get out of his live. Need to be so rude. And Corn Hamster. This broadcast is. And these people in the comment section. Is it me or does everybody understand? Gregory says, is it me or does anybody understand a single word that in that Trinidad language she's trying to speak? She's talking about Cardi B. Let me find some new people. I feel we've given Aaron and Aaron and Skull and a bunch of people a lot of comments already. Let me find some new ones. The Epstein files here. No, I've already read one from you already. Okay, this is Crystal and the professor speaking. Monica, let's see what Monica say. I hope she's not pregnant again. That would be so sad. Her baby would have like 6 brothers and sisters not related. That's so sad. Funny. Emma says, yes, love the new comment section. I literally just asked Crystal. I know it looks really nice, huh? And it's so much bigger, easier for me to read too. Jay Jackson said, hey, TOL, great show. Okay, you guys are just saying hi to each other. I told you, Trend, stop hitting that horn. I already broke this one. And then somebody was so nice to me and got me a new one. Starla says, longtime listener, Trent out loud in heart. Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate that. Cheryl says, if I was Cardi B, I wouldn't even respond to that. Don't let no get you. Okay. All right. Trying to find some Cardi B comments. Renee, haven't got a Renee one. Have you looked into the eyes of the person in the video? Those eyelashes look like a woman. Really? Remember I played you guys a video from yesterday where there was the guy that got arrested and his mother-in-law said, well, that looks like his eyelashes. Why would your mother-in-law throw you under the bus like that? Starless, a long-time listener, Trent Out Louder from India, Tell City. Indiana, Tell City. What up, what up, what up? Thank you for joining. Tammy said, I seen a picture of a young Pam Bondi next to Epstein. All right, we already got that. Here's a new one. Audrey said, President Trump was found liable for SCX in 2023. He owes millions. The ruling was already upheld in appeals court. The case is over. Sadly, he will always be the president. Emily says, TMZ is only the tip of the iceberg. Thank you so much, Professor. Renee says, I heard Don Lemon's case was rescheduled again. No way. You're joking. Yo, when it got postponed, we were like, oh, should we go back again Friday? But then we decided not to because Suppose it got postponed again. Let me just see. Don Lemon. Let me just see Don Lemon. No way. Oh, no, I don't see that. I just see that he fires. Civil rights attorney predicts charges against Don Lemon. Did Don Lemon? I don't see that. I don't see that it got postponed again. Don Lemon hires federal prosecutor who quit over immigration crackdown. Federal prosecutors who quit, blah, blah, blah. Don Lemon hires okay. Let me see if I asked ChatGPT. Even though ChatGPT didn't know that it was even postponed on Monday. Is Don Lemon's court case postponed again, or will it be this Friday, February the 13th? Upcoming court date. According to recent reports, his arraignment is scheduled to take place Friday, February the 13th in federal court in St. Paul, Minnesota. Yep. Has been right now, there's no credible information saying that it's been postponed. But we'll see. Thank you for that, Renee. Red Burger says it's all BS, like something and Nicole Brown never, etc. There's words in there that I can't read. Sorry. Oh, please. You all said nothing about Biden when he was president and his daughter wrote in his diary. Okay, we're not going to read that. Okay, I got to start reading now what I say again. Exactly. Everybody needs to be held accountable, but we need to investigate our president and his cabinet. Totally agree. Erica says this is ridiculous, and not only does the president need a full investigation, so does everybody else. Exactly. Totally agree. Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter. Investigate all of them. There are evidence, not hearsay. Thank you for that. Okay. Timothy says the victims were at the Pam Bondi testimony. Nobody asked them if President Trump had with them. Emails are 100% evidence. The MAGA cape is pathetic. That is from, I don't know what that name is there, your screen name. Sunny says, all the elites, our friends, we're the only people that's divided by politics. All the elites, our friends, we're the only people that's divided by politics. Somebody says MAGA didn't need proof for storming the Capitol and doing that to cops while with Trump flags, but thousands of times their leader is mentioned in the biggest ring ever isn't enough. Very confusing. Love that comment. Thank you. Anna says, shout out to Chicago. Loved you on TMZ. Thank you so much, Anna. Appreciate that. Timothy says, NBC had an interview with the Epstein victims. NBC never asked if President Trump was with them. So, by the way, the reason why they don't ask them that, and the reason why some of them don't say it, is because Donald Trump can sue them after. It could be defamation. That's why a lot of them can't speak. And they're hoping that Congress will do it for them. Congress snapped on her the other day. Sunny says, yeah, the driver thing seemed a little bit ridiculous to me. Why didn't he do it if he was that upset? Sounds like a bunch of trash. That's fine. Respect that comment. Hold on. The victims. Okay, we're at Pandy. If you play Kid Rock backwards, you hear not a nice person. But unfortunately, if you play Kid Rock forward, you hear Kid Rock. Okay. Lovely says, yes, Trent was there. He knows the Diddy case. Yes. I was one of 14 new media in the courtroom daily, in the actual courtroom. Timothy said NBC had an interview. Okay. MAGA supporters are not nice people. Trump did wrong. It's being covered up. He did something to somebody and it wasn't so nice. Dorothy says they need to deport Melania Trump and his parents, Donald Trump, because his mother was in the country illegally and pretty much most of his cabinet. Mystery says, great show again tonight, Trent. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Tammy says, it's not that we don't hate America. We hate the way the administration is running America. Where do you live in the United States? Welcome to all the new people in the chat. Thank you for commenting. Keep coming back. Thanks, Kim. See, now Kim knows how to handle them. The not so nice people and the anti-ICE side are exactly why this country is messed up. That's from JB. Okay, let's not read so many F words. Fresh says, you are very handsome. Are you single, dating a man or a woman, hot man? All right, thanks, Fresh. Mars says, people bow down to Trump. Thanks, Mars. Look, you can see a picture of Mars. I love that we can see pictures up now. It's so cool. Trump didn't put out a video, another witch hunt. That's from David. Why comment to a pre-recorded stream? Huh? Okay. Timothy says, Hakeem Jeffries took donations from a convicted person that did bad things. Blue Diamond said, hi. Hi, Blue Diamond. Michelle says, I love these people that are just so clueless and believe every delusional thing people say. JB says, show me one black person that isn't racist to everybody of a different color. This is just ridiculous, JB. Kim says, welcome, Blue Diamond. S. Smith says, stupidity and ignorance don't stop racial lines. Black folks, whatever. Kim is saying hi to Mars. What up, Kim? Look at Kim. I love this whole picture thing. Here, let's just put this up to be fair. David says, Trump has done more for black colleges than Barack Obama ever did. Okay, we'll just leave that comment there. Timothy also said, when it comes to trolling, I'm the best. You see, Kim, Crystal, and all you guys, they are just doing that to troll. So don't let them get to you. Timothy said, Pam Bondi said, Hakeem Jeffries took donations, blah, blah, blah. Well, we're not going to read that knowing that you're really just trying to. It's a shame. Timothy says, it's a shame about the video. The apes are extremely upset. Wow, wow, wow. Guardian says, loving the show. Trent, it would be nice if people proofread their comments before hitting the entire button. I know. And I'm dyslexic, so I already have a hard time reading it. But then when people put in stuff that it's like, ooh, one day I'm going to have a producer and they're going to put up the right comments for me and stuff. Timothy, it's a shame about the, oh gosh, I forgot Timothy's out here trolling. Let me see here. David Pelosi says, what? Let me read this. David says, Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi, said no to the National Guard 3 times. That's why January 6th happened. Yo, I love you guys, man. Let's not talk about the thousands of people that rushed. Let's blame Nancy Pelosi for saying no, which she never said no to, by the way. And by the way, Donald Trump was the president of the United States. If he dispatches the National Guard, nobody could stop him. So that just doesn't even make sense. And let's just say you're right, because I love to give people their points and still prove them wrong. Does that mean that people should have stormed the Capitol? Like, what are you saying? It makes no sense. Okay, JB. I'm not going to put that up. Kim says, hey, girl, back to, Mars says hi to Kim back. Nolans, what up? Nolans in the house. If you know your man is a player, then what's the problem? You are part of the problem. Oh, you're talking about Cardi B. Okay. I was like, what is Nolans saying? Kim says, shout out to Andrew. Yeah, what up, Andrew? What up, Katie and Andrew? Timothy says, Minnesota's are... Okay, no, we can't read Timothy anymore. Davis says, because they didn't violently protest like this under Obama. Yeah, because they weren't doing things. Gia says, hi, Trent. I'm in St. Augusta, Florida. Oh, you're not in Manhattan today, Gia? Well, shout out to Florida. Gia says Cardi B hasn't mentioned in the past that she works with a lot of children. Okay, I'm not too sure about that. Thank you for that comment, though, Gia. Let's see this. Can I put this up there? Okay, this is about Cardi B. Let's get some stuff about Cardi. She's not pregnant because she took a. And didn't. Okay, this is ridiculous. Somebody says, well, I have this up. David says, Don Lemon will love it in jail. Hey, here's Crystal. Professor, I'm just reading your chat. No, I'm on the mobile app and can't see your other message, so no. Crystal, make sure you're on the YouTube app, okay? Because the YouTube app, you'll see everyone's messages. Crystal said, I just came to this live to respond to you, Professor, but can't see it on the mobile live. Crystal, can you do me a favor and DM me what app you're on that you can see? Because if you're on Instagram, I get if you're on Instagram and you can't see it, but can you tell me if you're on, what I want to know is, or just answer me now if you're still here. If you're on the YouTube mobile app, can you see everyone's comments? And even if the people who are on the TV app, what I'm hoping is you're on the Instagram watching and you're saying that you cannot see, because that I know. But from what I understand on this platform, if you're on the YouTube stream, that's the TV laptop, or even if you're on the mobile stream, you're supposed to be able to see everyone's comments. So please let me know which app you're on that you can't see everyone's comments, please. Somebody said Trent Wagwan, Jarrell Baptiste Wagwan. Wow. Toppy says, my first time watching this, very interesting. Thank you. Melissa says, hi, Trent. I've been following the Nancy Guthrie case and was ecstatic when I saw you on TMZ. I thought you were going to give Harvey a run for his money, but you got cut short. Good job, Missy from Florida. That is, I think, the part that sucks too. I wanted to go back and forth with him, but originally the segment is you're just supposed to come on and say your piece and it's done. But because I gave, I guess, enough points that he wanted to ask me to clarify, he agreed with one of my points of saying, hey, that video out, that means that the FBI is close to something. He's like, yeah, that could be a hot lead. I said to him, I thought it was a little bit sus. Why are you just asking for one Bitcoin? He did give a good point why, but I would love, like you said, I would love to have been like, okay, so if everything is legit, why isn't the government giving him the $50,000? But yeah, maybe one day soon they'll have me back on where we can go back and forth. Kim says, yes, Mars, a lot of trolls in the chat, but it's okay. It's building the platform. Exactly, Kim. Trina says, it's sad to see the U.S. so divided. Somebody, okay, not going to put that. Gia says, sorry, auto chat, it came out crazy. It's fine. I said Cardi B was mentioned in the past that she wants to have a lot of children. Okay. Thank you, Gia, for clarifying that. No. I'm having problems over here as well. Kim said, I'm having problems over here as well. Okay, I'm getting caught up, so I think you guys might answer. It's on the YouTube mobile app. The YouTube TV app, you can't see each other's comments. What? So if you watch on TV, you can't see everyone's comments, but if you watch on mobile, you can see. It's the YouTube mobile app and the YouTube TV app. Okay, wow. So it's two separately different streams. So I guess it's whichever one you choose. If you choose to go on the mobile version. Oh, wait, hold on. Anyways, I'll talk to you offline about it. Victims can only be sued for defamation if they lie. Always watching everyone. Always watching every morning. Great show. Thank you very much, Ray. Yes, Crystal, same thing over here, Kim. If you segment on the YouTube mobile app, you cannot see the TV app comments and vice versa. Okay, what I want to know is, let's say you are on the mobile YouTube app. So meaning you're on your phone app. So that's the YouTube mobile app. If you choose the TV version, but I guess I see what you're saying. If you were on the phone, you're automatically going to choose the mobile app. If you're on your TV, you're automatically going to choose the TV stream, and you both don't see. That sucks. So if you and Kim want to talk to each other and see each other's comments, you cannot see it unless you are both on mobile. It's crazy work. Yeah. All right. That sucks. I wish it would be better. Somebody says they're on YouTube mobile. Yes, I see the comments. That's Sharon. I'm in England, UK. How do I describe I'm watching you on YouTube? There's a subscribe button. Just smash that subscribe button above. I mean, why? The professor. Why is on the YouTube app and I was on the mobile app, and she was asking if there was a way to see both. And I had to go on the TV app to respond to her after you read it. Oh, okay, I got it. And you only saw it because I put it on. Before, you wouldn't have known. I get it. I could see everyone's comment on my cell. See? That's what's weird. Somebody says they could see all the comments. It's weird. Because you should be able to see it right here in the feed. Listen, I know that I put it up here on the screen and then everybody sees it, but it should filter over. So weird. See, Jay Jackson says, I can see all comments on YouTube mobile. Thanks, Crystal. You communicated that beautifully. She did. I'm not going to read that one. Not read that. Yes, exactly, Trent. Yeah, you did communicate it perfectly. Okay. Thank you very much for that. And there's nothing I can do on my end. I thought it would put them all together, but it just sucks. I guess maybe what I'll do is I'll say it at the beginning of each show and just remind everybody. Okay, cool. Let's head on over. We're at our 2-hour mark. Let's head on over to Crystal's favorite segment, lesson of the day, and then we'll close things out and I'll come over to last comments. All right. All right, let's get on over to lesson of the day. Lesson of the day, I kind of messed up yesterday, didn't play the video. This is a different video, but really similar. Take a look. This is really, really, really cool. Take a listen.
Do you think emotions are supposed to last?
90 seconds. From the moment you think a thought, we're only doing 3 things inside of our brain at any moment in time. We think thoughts, we feel emotions, and we run physiological loops to what we're thinking and feeling. So let's say I'm going to think a thought like you did. I said, think of somebody you're not happy with. And you went and you thought about it, and then you felt it, and we could see it in your body. So you thought the thought, oh, that's the person, I'm mad at them. And then it's like, oh, I'm really mad at them. You could see, you feel, I'm really mad at them. And then you either act on it or you don't act on it. But if you simply observe it, it will loop right through, just like a muscle reflex. It's a emotional reflex, less than 90 seconds. Which means, and everybody's saying, oh, I can stay mad for a whole lot longer than 90 seconds. But what you're doing then is you're rethinking the thoughts. That's re-stimulating the emotional loop, re-stimulating the physiological response. And it just goes on forever.
That is so cool. Again, this is like cognitive behavior therapy. You don't realize how much control you have over your mind, and we don't realize how simple our minds are. Yes, it is complex, but at the same time, the beauty of our minds is that it's simple. 90 minutes, you think of something, you have a reflex, ugh, I don't like this. What is the outcome going to be? That is 90 seconds. But it's us continuously saying, I'm mad at this person did this person did this, I'm really mad at them. So you could think about it for 2 hours or 3 hours. You could think about it every day when you wake up. Or you could say, this person did this to me. I'm acknowledged of it. Now I'm moving it on in 90 seconds and just go. You ever notice when you're like, something will just happen and you feel like it's the end of the world and you can't forget about it, but then you get on a phone call or you get somewhere or you're driving somewhere or you watch a show or something happens, something might trigger that again, but that's just proof to show that your mind can't continuously think about something for more than 90 seconds. So bringing this back into layman terms, whatever negativity you're thinking and whatever negativity results that you have, just know you can have control over it. And this brings us to cognitive behavior therapy, anxiety, depressions, and it's not always our fault. I mean, we're humans, but that anxiety can be controlled if you're not continuously putting it at the forefront of your mind. Take that 90 seconds. Okay, this anxiety. Okay, I'm going to deal with it. Move on. Okay, this is a situation. Yeah, it makes me a little depressed. It makes me a little sad. Okay, is there an action? This is the action. I'm going to stay in this. I'm going to move on. And that is how we progress and get on with the negative things that happen in our life, because there's always going to be negative things. So that is today's lesson. Clinically proven, 90 seconds. You got 90 seconds to think, react, and then move on. All right. All right. Talking about moving on, let me move on to my closing statements. All right. Good show today, guys. Thank you. And of course, thank you all so much for all your support. The reason why I was on TMZ today is you guys subscribing, you guys liking, you guys watching every day. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, it all makes up, and people are able to see the movement that we are bringing online. The algorithm is picking us up and is seeing us, and this has nothing to do with me. This is all you guys and your support. So that's why I said we made it to TMZ today. So thank you. We are nothing without your likes. We are nothing without your subscription. We are nothing to you joining and all of that. And trust me, I know for my day one listeners, I always say it, Mars was the only one hitting that like button and giving me a comment. I had 50 views and it was like people were watching for like 30 seconds. And that was for almost like a year. So trust me, and TMZ was not calling at those times. So trust me, I appreciate every single one of you. The subscriber plaque here, because of you guys. Today, days like this, I am proud of myself, but I am more proud of you guys and your support. And most importantly, thankful for your support. So appreciate y'all, okay? Before I let you go, just want to remind you of three things. One, we do not have PayPal, Venmo. A lot of people ask, like, hey, how do we give back to the show? The best way is to give a super thanks while we're on air or after we post this. You can give us a super thanks. It can be at the end of at the bottom of the video or in the comment section. You see those 3 buttons. Click that. You'll have some more options if you would like to give back to your favorite YouTube host. Secondly, I just want to also remind you guys to, if you're on YouTube, to join the Out Loud membership, or you might see a membership tab above me. Sign up today. And lastly, do not forget our first link below, our sponsor, Aura. It's an absolutely 100% free link. You can get your name, social security number, credit card, or whatever moved offline, okay? Anytime you do anything online, it's there in the background. These companies can sell you information. Aura goes, shows you what's out there. You just click, take my security number off, take my credit card, and it removes everything for free. Aura is giving me this link and these QR codes to give you guys 14 days so they can prove to you what they can do. Try them out. It's free, okay? Now, before I let you go, just want to remind you of 3 ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud show. The first one is on podcast platforms. For those of you who like to listen to shows like this, head on over to any pod site because we're available on all of them. Just type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up. Do not forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And we upload 5 days a week. Now, if you're like me and you like to watch shows like this, I need video in my life. Head on over to YouTube, type in Trent Out Loud. When you get there, I'm going to need you to do 6 things, please. First two, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you have a hype button, also click that too. It gets the algorithming. The third thing to do is I love all of these live comments. We had our most already today. We topped yesterday's. I love all of them. Thank you. I tried to get my best to get to all of them. But after we post the video, please try to comment underneath the videos, because we want to have people continuing the conversation. Not everybody can catch the live. Even our daily listeners, sometimes Kim has to miss a live, or she has people or whatever. You hear people saying, hey, it's the first time I caught a live. Not everybody can catch a live. And when they're rewatching it, I want them to feel that they can join in on the conversation. All right. So anybody who's seen this live, please try to comment. And people who haven't, please try to comment. It's very, very important to me, not even for the algorithm, just because I want people to understand that this is a platform that's communicative and we're going to get people talking. All right. Now, for the people who don't want to join in on the conversation, I do not want you to feel any pressure whatsoever. One of the things I do before I go to bed every night is I look at the comment section, and I love to see what country or city you are watching from. So if you don't want to join in, fine, at least comment and let me know where you're watching from, okay? Hey, that reminds me, I got to read a comment from yesterday. I will get to that, and Instagram. Thirdly, please, if you're enjoying this content, you're enjoying this channel, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones. We're trying to grow a platform here. This is new media. We want to be around for 25, 30 years, so help this channel grow, please. Fifth, please join the Out Loud membership. And sixth, do not forget, if you would like to give us a super chat or super thanks. Now, excuse me. Now, I want to, last one. There's a third way to keep up. We are now streaming on all platforms. We're streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. And like I said, we have 2 streams going on at YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Kick. Okay. So that is podcast, that is YouTube, and streaming platforms. You want to catch us live weekdays, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on any of those platforms. All right. Now, for those of you who want to follow me outside of the show, you can follow me on all the social platforms, and it's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. And speaking of Instagram, y'all got to follow the Trent Out Loud show on Instagram. That is when I'm able to connect with you guys and bring you stories on the weekends, in the morning, lunch, just before. I'll let you guys know I'm on TMZ, and at night. So whenever there's breaking stories. And it's just a lot more fun over there. YouTube has a lot of restrictions. I could play the entirety of videos. I could show up sometimes with my shirt off. I could show up sometimes in a robe, got a do-rag on. It's just a little bit more relaxed, and I have a little bit more fun to it. It's just another platform that I can communicate with you guys on. So make sure you follow me there, okay? The Trent Out Loud show on the gram. Okay, let's jump over to final comments, and then we will sign off. Toffee said, or I think it's Tofi, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, said, thanks, Kim. I will. Professor said, I'll check my settings and give you an update tomorrow. Thank you very much. Kim said, you're more than welcome. Lamies in the building said, my spirit woke me up because I knew for a fact you'd be live right now. Sleeping for who? Sleep for what? Shout out Lamies in South Africa. Joburg in the building. Mystery said, good night, Trent, and all the Out Louders and the angels. Good night. Crystal says, yes, so true. But when you got on, you may not be able to control random thoughts and your feelings to bring this into whatever. My talk text just picked up on your voice. That's funny. That's hilarious. Jay Jackson says, your Instagram videos are hilarious. You see, I'm telling you, I got to follow me on Instagram, yo. Thank you, Jay Jackson. Emma says, that's funny, Crystal. That's hilarious. We appreciate you all. Sorry, we appreciate you as well, Trent. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you, Kim. Yes, you may not be able to control when your thoughts or feelings pop in your head, but you can control whether or not you continue to feel that feeling or recognize it. We all have to hear what Crystal has to say after lesson of the day, because she encapsulates what I'm trying to say in like 2 sentences. Y'all know I'm long-winded. Crystal said, and ask yourself whether or not that feeling serves you anymore. If it does not serve a purpose towards the emotion you want to have, then it's your choice to release it. Shout out to Crystal. Crystal is like one of our co-hosts here. Poet says, I can't see any of those comments before the emotions segment on my mobile. Really? That's crazy work. The professor says, yes, the first step is to change your mind, how you look at things, and see that there might be another way to look at your emotions. Totally agree. Taffy said, thank you, Trent. Professor says, thanks, Trent, for another great show. Thank you. Crystal says, what people don't know is that you become addicted to negative feelings. Yep. When that is what you are used to, people feel comfortable with the familiar. And if you're used to being unhappy, yes, that is the sad part. Crystal says, that is what is familiar to you. And the last comment goes to Jay Jackson. That video you posted on Instagram of Cardi's BUTT. That's a good way to end it. All right, y'all. All right. 2 hours and 10 minutes. That's pretty good. We made it to TMZ. Yo, thank y'all very much for tuning in. Make sure y'all tune in for tomorrow's episode because it's Friday and it is our favorite day of the week. Us Out Louders love Friday. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love y'all. See you tomorrow. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace.